First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight to tonight's auction. I also want to thank the Dickey family that owns this farm for choosing Dye Real Estate and Land Company to represent them in the sale of their farm here tonight. Like I said, tonight's auction is brought to you by Dye Real Estate and Land Company. I'm Devin Dye, broker and owner and auctioneer at Dye Real Estate and Land Company. To my right here is Don Cochran. He'll be working the ring. To my left is Mike Reindl. He'll also be working the ring. And actually, tonight's auctioneer will be Matt Bowers. He'll be coming up here and doing the sale tonight. I'm going to go through what we're selling, the terms and conditions of tonight's sale, and then he'll jump up here and he'll do the actual bid calling for tonight's auction. First thing we're going to go through, you received a bidder packet when you registered to bid or came in the front door. And inside the first page of that bidder packet are your terms and conditions for tonight's sale. I'm going to read over those really quick, and then we'll move on. The property will be offered in one tract. There'll be open bidding on that one tract. Bidders will be able to increase their bids until the auctioneer announces that tract is sold. 10% down payment on the day of the auction. The down payment must be by personal check, business check, or cashier's check. Bidders must have their financing arranged prior to the auction. No bids are conditional upon financing. All absentee and phone bidders must register with Dye Real Estate and Land Company prior to the auction. Anyone bidding on behalf of an absentee bidder will be equally responsible for the bid and required to enter into a contract to purchase at the end of the auction. If any dispute arises between or among bidders, the decision of the auctioneer shall be final and absolute. All online bidders must register prior to the day of the auction. The technology disclaimer is for online bidders only. Property inspections. Potential purchasers are responsible for conducting their own inspections of the property, and any due diligence, inquiries, and inspections will be conducted at their own risk. Seller and real estate company disclaims any and all responsibility for the bidder's safety during any physical inspections of the property. Any and all successful bidders will be required to enter into a purchase agreement with the seller immediately following the sale. Seller may be signing contracts electronically. They will be signing the contracts electronically tonight. They are not present. All final bids are subject to the seller's confirmation. At some point tonight, I'll stop and I'll make a phone call and get the seller's confirmation on tonight's sale. This offer will remain irrevocable and available to the seller for 5 business days after delivery of this offer to the seller, its counsel, or agent. Evidence of title. Dye Real Estate and Land Company will provide a preliminary title opinion, certificate, or report to be made available to prospective bidders for review prior to bidding. The certificate is given for the protection of Dye Real Estate and Land Company only. No other person or entity may rely on the opinion expressed herein, nor is any liability assumed by the certification except 2. If any buyer elects to purchase title insurance, the cost thereof will be at the buyer's sole expense. Seller will convey title free and clear of liens, but otherwise subject to all easements and matters of record. All tracts are being sold as is. Seller to provide a general warranty deed. The balance of the purchase price is due at closing, which will take place within 45 days after the auction. In the event the buyer fails to close and pay their balance when due, seller reserves all rights allowed by law, including a suit for damages, specific performance, or cancellation of the sale, with the seller to retain the earnest money deposit. Any action taken after default shall be solely at the seller's option, with all costs incurred by the seller being paid by the buyer. Possession of this farm will be at closing. Real estate taxes. All taxes and assessments shall be prorated to the day of closing. In prorating the taxes and assessments, the most current available tax information shall be used. This property is currently in CAUV. If the purchaser removes the property from CAUV, the purchaser will be responsible for the payment of any CAUV tax recoupment. New taxes may be established to the creation of new parcels. All dimensions, proposed boundaries, and tract acreages are approximate and are based on the aerial photos and auditor information. Final surveyed acres are subject to change by the closing of the sale. All final prices will be established by multiplying the per acre price by the new surveyed acreage. The sale will include 100% of the mineral rights, if any, owned by the seller. Survey. The seller will provide a new survey and legal description if required by local governmental authority to transfer title. If a new survey is created, the sales price will be adjusted by the price per acre that is realized on the day of the auction. I do want to note on that just a little bit. We did do a preliminary title search The attorney searched this. It does not require a new survey, so we're going to sell it on the deeded acres tonight. It's actually 79.6 deeded acres. So it says 80 plus or minus on the advertisements, but it's actually 79.6. So when we place a bid up here, we will be selling this on the whole dollar tonight. So if you're here to bid, you're pre-approved to a certain amount. You'll know that. We're selling on the whole dollar. When we place that bid up on the board, you will see what that is per acre. That'll be divided by 79.6 acres. Agency, Dye Real Estate and Land Company and its representatives are sole agents for the seller. Disclaimer: and absence of warranties. All information contained in this brochure and all related materials are subject to the terms and conditions in the purchase agreement. The properties are being sold as is, where is, with no warranty or representation, either expressed or implied, concerning the property is made by the seller or Dye Real Estate and Land Company. All sketches and dimensions in this brochure are approximate. Each potential bidder is responsible for conducting his or her own independent inspections, investigations, inquiries, and due diligence concerning the property. The information contained in this brochure is subject to the verification by all parties relying on it. No liability for its accuracy, errors, or omissions is assumed by the seller or Dye Real Estate and Land Company. Any announcements made the day of the auction take precedence over printed material. The above terms and conditions are to be an addendum to the purchase contract. If you flip over, you can read through here the tract that we are offering tonight. Tract is located on the north side of County Road P, just a quarter mile east of the intersection of County Road 12 and County Road P. This tract offers primarily all tillable farmland. Soils consist of Mermill, Millgrove, and Hoytville soils. The section on this is southwest quarter of section 17. There's a total of 80 acres, and there's approximately 77 acres tillable on this farm. The NCCPI, the crop productivity index, is 66.2. It has a wheat base of 4.3 acres with a PLC yield of 52, a corn base of 50.7 acres with a PLC yield of 160, and a soybean base of 21.32 and a PLC yield of 46. This farm is located in both an agricultural and industrial area. You all have inquired about it. You know what it is. It's a very good piece of property. This is a very rare opportunity for you to purchase a piece of farmland right here near your hometown. We thank you for coming out here tonight to bid. I'm going to turn things over to Mr. Matt Bowers, and he is going to go over a little bit what we're selling, and he's going to start the auction tonight.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for showing up tonight to this evening's auction. Like Devin said, we've got kind of a rare opportunity, a great piece here for you. Stuff like this don't sell very often. You're here tonight, bid with confidence. That being said, we are selling it on the whole dollar, 79.6 acres. Look in, hand down, what did I buy him here? What do you say? What did I buy him here? Give me $1,500,000. Give him $1,500,000 down. What did I buy him? $1,500,000. $1,500,000 down. What did I buy him? $1,500,000. Give $1,400,000. $1,400,000 down. What did I buy him? $1,400,000. $1,400,000. What did I buy him? $1,400,000. $1,300,000. $1,300,000. What did I give me? $1,300,000. What did I buy him? $1,300,000. $1,300,000. It's not where we start. It's where we finish, folks. Give $1,300,000. Give $1,200,000. $1,200,000. $1,100,000. What did I buy? $1,100,000. What did I buy? $1,100,000 down. What did I buy? Give $1,000,000. Start me somewhere. $1,000,000. $1,000,000 down. We got $1,000,000. Got $1,000,000. I'll give $1,000,000. What did I buy? $1,000,000. $1,100,000. $1,000,000. What did I buy? $1,100,000 down. What did I buy? $1,000,000. $1,050,000. $1,050,000. $50,000 here. What do you give me? $1,000,000 now. $50,000 down. What did I buy? $1,050,000. I'm $1,050,000 down. What did I buy? $1,050,000. $1,050,000. $1,050,000. $1,100,000. $1,100,000. $1,150,000. $1,150,000. $1,150,000 down. What did I buy? $1,150,000. $1,150,000. $150,000 down. What did I buy? $1,150,000. I got $1,100,000. Now $150,000. $1,150,000. $1,150,000. $50,000 down. What did I buy? $1,150,000. $1,150,000 here. Internet. You got in. I got to get in internet. You're not in. Right there. $1,050,000. $1,050,000. $1,025,000. $1,025,000. 1,125,000. 1,125,000. 1,125,000. I got 1,000,001. You got to be 1,125,000. 1,125,000 down. What am I? 125, 150. 1,150,000. 1,175,000. Oh, 1,000,002. 1,000,002. 1,000,002. You got 1,000,002. Two. What am I? You got to be 1,000,002. 1,225,000. 1,225,000. 225. 1,225,000. 225,000. 250. 1,250,000. 1,250,000. 1,250,000 down. What am I? 250. 1,250,000 down. What am I? 250. 1,225,000. You got to be 250. 1,250,000. 250,000 down. What am I? 1,250,000. 1,250,000. 1,225,000. You got to be 250. 1,225,000. You got to be 250. $250,000 down. What am I? I'm here. Phone bidder. Think about your business. We have 1,225,000. You got to be 1,250,000. Anybody else? Internet. You got to be 1,250,000. 1,250,000. I got 1,220,000. What's that? Possibly. So right here we are at 1,225,000. That's 15,389 an acre, roughly. That's roughly where we're at an acre. 1,250,000. 1,250,000. That'll put you at 15,703 an acre. Give or take a few dollars. Right there, but I'm here. What do you say? What did I get? What did I got? 1,225,000. You got to be 250. At $250,000 down. What am I? $250,000 here. At 225, you got to be $250,000 down. What am I? 250. 250. We'll do 235. 235. At 225, you got to be 235. At 225, you got to be 235. $235,000 down. What am I here? I got 1,225,000. You got to be 235. At $235,000 down. What am I? Get back in. At $235,000 down. What am I? 235. 235. 235. All right, we'll hold the bid there for now. Bidder number is $1,225,000. 545. Bidder number 545. We're going to make a few phone calls here. Think about your business here, folks. Ringman will be around to talk with you, give you some options here on prices. We'll be back with you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've had a little bit of time to talk about it, a little bit of time to think about it. We have contacted our seller tonight, and she says let her rip. She has decided to sell the farm tonight, so now at this time, tonight's auction is an absolute auction. The farm is going to sell. So if you are the winning bidder at the end of tonight, there will not be a 2-minute stop clock on tonight's auction with it being one track. So at the end of when I'm done bidding here, I'll give you a fair and final warning. I'll drop the gavel and we'll sell the farm. So if you want to own this farm tonight, now's the time to be raising your hand. All right? Look in, I've got $1,225,000. Be $1,235,000. $1,225,000. You got to be $235,000. Get $235,000 down. What am I? $235,000. I got $1,225,000. You got to be $235,000 down. What am I? $235,000. Get $235,000. What am I? $235,000 here. I got $1,225,000. I got $1,225,000. You got to be $235,000. What am I? $235,000. I got $1,225,000. You got to be $235,000. What am I? $235,000. Get $225,000. You got to be $235,000. Get $235,000. It doesn't get any cheaper than that, folks. Get $235,000. Get $225,000. You got to be $235,000. $1,235,000. I got $1,225,000. You got to be $235,000. What am I? $235,000. You're done. I'm done, folks. Get $225,000. You got to be $235,000. $235,000. Hammer high. Got to fly. $225,000. You got to be $235,000. $1,235,000. I sold the farm for $1,225,000. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming out this evening. We appreciate it. Once again, thank you to our sellers for choosing Dye Real Estate and Land Company to sell your farm. Make sure you go back here, check out the food, get you something to go. Don't go home hungry. If you do, that's your own fault. Thank you.
We do have quite a few auctions coming up here in the near future. There's some information about that if you'd like it. If you're here as a seller, just trying to see what's going on tonight, you can reach out to us. We'd love to help you out as well. Thanks, everybody, for coming.